Happy March 6th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today. In this show, we talk about strategy being compared to McDonald's. We talk about RIAs pouring into Bitcoin and what that means. We talk about the volatility being back, baby. Let's go. And do not fumble the bag now, holders. If you are hodling MSTR shares, I'm proud of you. Don't fumble it now. Here's what's next. And Michael Saylor crushing Fox. It's a great little chat he has. The grin on his face is priceless. This video is not financial advice, but please do comment below. I would love to see your comment. Where are you watching from? What are you thinking? What are you excited about? What are you not excited about? Just put any kind of a comment for support in that comment section so that I know that you're there, so that I know that you're enjoying these videos. And let's dive in. All right, our first post of the day is from Chris. He shares, strategy is the McDonald's of digital real estate. McDonald's acquires and leverages physical real estate. Strategy acquires and leverages digital real estate. Do you understand? And that's what a lot of people don't understand about McDonald's is a huge part of their value proposition is the immense amount of amazing real estate that they own, physical real estate at prime locations around the world. And what is strategy doing? Well, just acquiring the biggest stake of the best digital real estate in the world, step by step by step. Let's go, strategy. Jeff wants us to know that this is really a simple thesis. Long-term, Bitcoin is going higher. Long-term, MSTR is going higher. Bitcoin eats all inefficient fiat structures along the way. How do you participate? Well, one, you hodl. That's what I'm doing. And then number two, you build to hodl even more. And that's actually what I'm also doing. As I continue to try to generate more fiat dollars, I'm buying even more MSTR every single day. TradFi is largely asleep at the wheel, target acquired, building underway. Bitcoin Overflow wants us to know that he is bullish. RIAs, which are registered investment advisors, incorporating standard Bitcoin allocations into client accounts has long been one of my signposts for Bitcoin crossing the chasm from early adopters to early majority. And then this is where Hunter is jumping in here and saying, caught up with a colleague who's working with an RIA that is evaluating a 5% allocation to Bitcoin across client accounts in their models. Bitcoin is entering the mainstream. The chasm is being crossed. And by the way, let's enjoy the early market. This is us. We're the innovators. We're the visionaries. Most of us are probably in the visionary side of things. I will say that's where I'm at for sure, because we haven't crossed the chasm yet. So if you're watching this, you are at the very least a visionary. There might be some innovators in this space. If you are one, let me know in the comment section. But for all the rest of us, we're visionaries. Let's just enjoy the fact how early we are and how exciting that is for us. Jeff says, Bitcoin will flip gold in market cap. MSTR will flip Mag 7 and be the number one public company with the only valuation that makes financial sense. It is written, meme it into reality. And I like Saylor's post, not Saylor, Adam's post. Saylor didn't buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin bought Saylor. MSTR is inevitable. The fiat matrix collapses, and the only public company aligned with thermodynamic truth takes the throne. Boom. Bitcoin Overflow wanted to make a comment on Steven's post here. Hats off to the MSTR crowd who held through this retracement, whether they spazzed out or otherwise. Looks like we are on the other side now. And Steven's definitely got some respect in the industry, over 30,000 followers, doing some good things in his space. And so Bitcoin Overflow wants him to know that we came, we saw, we hodled. And guess what? I saw it in the comment section. Some people spazzed out. Some people were losing their mind publicly and privately. I get it. I hope that for some people watching these daily videos that I was posting, even in the darkest of the dark, when Bitcoin touched 78,150 or whatever the exact number was, I still put out a video, and I hope that video brought a little light to your day that we're here for the long-term thinking. And by the way, not that Bitcoin can't go back to 76, 78, 70, whatever it might be. This is part of the process. As I've mentioned before, I've ridden this from 9,000 to 3,000 to 69,000 to 16,000 to 109,000 to 78,000. I'm still here, and I'm still going to be here because long-term, I believe in this thesis. The volatility is part of the game. And Bitcoin Therapist says, don't fumble the bag. MSTR currently has 294 million diluted shares outstanding. Sounds like a lot. Current largest company in the world, Apple, at 3.54 trillion. These numbers are so different. I don't even know if the human mind can calculate the difference of these two numbers. There's such a huge gap here. If MSTR were to be at the number one spot based on current diluted shares, the price per share for MSTR would be $12,040. Don't fumble the bag. Adam wants us to free our bloodline by MSTR. Our ancestors fought wars for gold. Our parents traded their time for paper. We were born into debt slavery. Every gentleman has his chains. Every era has its escape. The elite print money while the masses trade their lives for it. The rigged game wasn't meant to be beaten until now. Bitcoin is the exit. MSTR is the gateway. A ledger that can never be altered, a fortune that can never be seized, inherit debt or inherit digital sovereignty, pass down inflation or pass down absolute scarcity. MSTR is the modern day Excalibur. Whoever wields it shall rule the digital age. Generational wealth isn't inherited, it's seized. Stack Bitcoin and MSTR, set your family free. And listen, we're not always going to have these amazing green candle days in MSTR. So when we have them, let's just enjoy them. Adrian says, MSTR, I know many of you were hurting and more of you were riding out the storm. As I was saying, hang in there. This path we are on towards financial freedom isn't easy and there will be pain. Trust me. So that's why we got to enjoy these, because there will be those. So we got to enjoy the good so that we can weather the bad. Or I should just say the frustrating. Adam wants us to know that the vol is back, the price is back, Saylor's invited to Crypto Summit, MSTR and the Sovereign Wealth Fund, Bitcoin in the Strategic Reserve, nation states to follow suit. We are early. You are a shareholder in the first $1 trillion Bitcoin bank. Strap in, kids, because away we go. And here's the last screenshot I wanted to share, because again, gapped up, ripped down, gapped up, choppy, choppy, choppy. People are like, oh no, it's going back down forever again, ripping back up. And guess what? It's going to have another retracement, because that's the world we live in with volatility. We need this. We need this. We need this. We need this. We really don't need this, but we need this. And guess what? Volatility is the vitality. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is it not why you are here? Strong close and nice aftermarket activity. Let's see how this plays out. And now let's go on to Michael Saylor, who is going to be talking on Fox. I've got the highlights here for you. Take it away.
Strategy co-founder and executive chair Michael Saylor is here. You should have the most prominent chair, the one with the armchair with the arms on it, because your company owns more Bitcoin than any other company. What, about 500,000 tokens?
Yeah, about 2.4% of the worldwide supply,
Okay.
500,000.
Let's just get your view, because everybody's dying to know about the summit and what they think is going to be announced. How do you think this crypto reserve will be financed?
Well, I think that there's a 6-month process that's been laid out by the executive order, and I think the president was fairly deliberate in that. There are 12 members on the Presidential Working Committee. There'll be involvement from the industry. There'll be involvement from the Senate and from the House, and it's above my pay grade to decide how it gets determined. But the Lummis bill has laid out the idea of acquiring Bitcoin strategically over 4 years, just consistently day by day, in order to reach a million Bitcoin target. Well, the most responsible thing would be to go slow and steady and deliberate with clear telegraphing and transparency, so that the real key about Bitcoin is for people to understand that it's digital property. It's a savings account that empowers every single American to save their wealth and preserve it over time. And so what the government can do is to give clarity to the asset class and confidence to every American citizen, so they know they have an alternative to gambling and the stock market. I think the way to think about the industry is there's digital commodities, that's Bitcoin, an asset without an issuer. There's digital currencies like the stable coins. That's really important for US dollar supremacy and digital commerce. There are digital securities like tokenized stocks and bonds that will actually provide a capital efficiency and globalization for American securities. And then there are digital tokens, assets with issuers that provide digital utility that are very interesting and compelling. Their role is capital creation for the small and mid-sized companies that are blocked from the capital markets right now. I think that it's wise to capitalize a country or a company on a commodity, an asset without an issuer, something like a property. You could buy oil. Bitcoin is a commodity. I think that
XRP is attached to a company, Ripple.
I think that those are tokens, and we should have a regulatory framework to allow them to be issued because
but in the reserve, should they be in the reserve?
I think the emerging consensus in the industry is that Bitcoin should be the element in a strategic reserve over the long term for the country. But if you wanted to support various investments in a sovereign wealth fund, that would be up to the executive branch. The important thing to keep in mind is Bitcoin is the one universally agreed upon foundational asset in the entire crypto economy because it's the asset without an issuer. It's neutral. 99% of the energy and the capital has flown into that one. But I want to be clear that the U.S. has the opportunity to be the leader in digital assets if they have a progressive framework that supports currencies, securities, and tokens as well. You know, the most important thing to understand is that we bought 75% of this nation with about $40 million. So the United States expanded west. We bought Louisiana, we bought California, we bought Texas, we bought Alaska. It's property. If you think of Bitcoin as property in cyberspace, and you say, where is all the money in the world headed? Well, it's headed from foreign countries, China, Russia. It wants to go to cyberspace. It wants to go from the physical world to the digital world. So if you think about Bitcoin as cyberspace, then the logic behind a Bitcoin strategic reserve is not so much you're storing up Bitcoin. It's really that you're taking control of planting the flag in cyberspace because the digital economy is going to be capitalized on Bitcoin. And if you get there first, before the AIs, before the foreigners, before the Europeans, the Africans, the South Americans, the Russians, and the Chinese, the US can own it and benefit from it. Satoshi gave us a protocol for prosperity. That's what we call Bitcoin. And it was a great opportunity for empowerment for 8 billion people. But also, there are 400 million companies that need it. There's also every country on earth that needs it. So it's logical that a country that is interested in economic empowerment and prosperity is going to adopt Bitcoin in the same way that a company like mine, in the same way that an individual would. I would say the number one thing is lay down clarity amongst digital assets because there's a lot of conflict and confusion because people misdefine the terms currency, commodity, security, token. And then once you've laid out that framework, if you decide to buy cyberspace, buy it deliberately, progressively, transparently.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR Today. And man, we've been on quite the roller coaster, as has my portfolio. I've been DCAing $210 every single day, every single trading day of 2025. My latest purchase from yesterday was at $285. I bought a 0.744 share of MicroStrategy. So keep bringing that dollar cost average down, my average cost per share. I'll give the full report on Sunday, as I do every Sunday. And until then, just remember, there's a lot of FUD out there. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. People are trying to scare you. They're trying to shake you out of your positions for their own reasons that are not your reasons. So surround yourself with the right people. I follow 21 people total on X. That's it. Because to me, those are the people that I know, I like, I trust, I respect. Their opinions, I really do. It means something to me, their opinions. I value their opinions. Whereas 99% of the opinions out there that are about MSTR, I don't value because I don't know them. I don't like them. I don't trust those individuals. So I really curate my 5, my 21 in this case. I really hope you curate the 5 people you spend the most time with. I'm honored to be one of those 5 today. And as Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.